Welcome back, everybody, to another Pushing the Pace podcast with myself, as always, Elias. I'm joined by my co-host, Samuel. Today, the NBA Finals are upon us. Two teams left, the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. We had our last podcast about the conference finals. It felt like the Knicks haven't played in a month since that episode, but we just had that series go for, and then this 7-game series, which we will spend a lot of time on, where OKC lost in 7 against the Spurs in a series that had one of the most classic game ones of all time, double overtime. Wembanyama 40 and 20, Caruso career game, Shea had an okay game, and then we had games 2 through 6, which is just like, it's all good. It's good. And then game 7, which was a classic. And I knew that this series was a bit because when we got to game 7 in the second half, I believe like OKC took a lead over the Spurs in the second half. And there was a graphic at the bottom that said this was the first second half lead change since game 1. So games 2 through 6, if you had the lead in the second half, you kept the lead, and there was a couple blowouts. But yeah, man, we had an absolute classic game 1 and game 7, I think, where the Spurs overtook OKC at home. They were down 3-2. Game 6, they had that blowout. And then game 7, they came out offensively on another level, and they won in a pretty good game. Like, they were up about 5 to 10 points the entire time. OKC made their runs. They got it tied. They got a little bit of a lead, and then the Spurs responded back every single time. I want to ask you this right away. What is your level of panic for OKC after this series? Because I just want to set that, because I feel like the way that it went with some of the players we're going to talk about, you can have some level of panic, but I think in a wide view scope looking out, I'm not panicked at all about this team and their future.
I'm not panicked either. I don't think there's any reason to panic. I would say they can't come back next season and do the same thing though. Like they need to find some sort of would I say offensive juice in terms of maybe variety in what they do and all.
Mm-hmm.
Because the book is out. Like the book is out on JJ Redick showed it. Like I remember after the Lakers series, I said it. I was like, look at how the Lakers defended Shea. Look at and the Lakers is the worst,
And
worst
then
team to show, to even have that sort of credence to, like in terms of like praise, like because they don't have those defensive weapons and all. So it was Marcus Smart, it was Rui, it was all these guys filling up and having certain tendencies of just be like, hey, we're not going to double. We're going to let Shea play. We're going to funnel. We're going to bring a late double. We're going to make him just play 1v1 and try to crowd as much. But all you OKC players, all of you on the perimeter, you have to beat us. You have to create. You have to beat us 1v1. And that's where someone like AJ Mitchell thrived, because obviously he had
he had a lot of opportunities to
a lot of
score
opportunity
and
against
attack the weaker
Austin Reeves.
defenders.
Yes,
Yep.
Austin Reeves and all. But again, those games you watch, like the Lakers not being a good defensive team or have better defensive players, means that as much as they could do that, the pressure of OKC overtime was just going to, and that's why they will have close first halves, and that third quarter ended, or the fourth quarter, like they kept trying, but they don't have. And now let's look at now the Spurs.
And then against the best defense basically up there with them in the Spurs and
Exactly, right?
Wembanyama.
So for OKC, I don't think there's anything future related and all that they need to be bothered by. You get Jalen Williams back. You McCain takes a bigger rise and all, potentially in the starting lineup, which I feel is a possibility for him, or as an SG and all. Maybe Casey Wallace wins that this thing, but maybe most likely a sixth man that is off the bench and all. I think Ludort isn't coming back to that team.
I have a lot to talk about Lou
Yeah,
Dort
I think
and some
Ludort,
of these guys.
defensive, obviously, the defensive powers he has, but as I call them, a lot of them fake shooters. They have a lot of fake shooters. on
Let
that
me let
team,
me let me give you a stat. Do you know how much he shot from three in this series? He
bro.
was how many threes do you think he made in this series? Because there was
Two.
not he was 5 of 25
He
from
made
3.
five.
He
I only
made
remember
5.
making two.
Yeah, but I believe he averaged like 4 points in this
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
yeah,
I just wanted to set that baseline because I feel the same way. I feel like there's not a lot to panic in the wide grand scheme of things,
grand scheme of
but
things.
yeah, because this team still went to 7 with J Dub providing 1 game, and then that's it. With
And
AJ Mitchell
AJ,
providing 2 games and not
yeah,
being effective, and then he's out. With
yeah,
Chet being a role player level, with Shea struggling as much as he did, this team still went to 7 and put up a good fight in Game 7 at home. So I just
yeah.
wanted to give that we're on the same page in that sense before everybody goes crazy this summer with Giannis trades and all that. But at the same time, there is still a lot to critique for this team in SGA, especially, who had not a great series at all for his standards. He had a great Game 7. I'm really glad the performance he had in Game 7
That
really
was
laid it
probably
all out there.
that's probably one of his best performances in the playoffs outside
Yeah,
of the Dallas series. The Dallas series, he had great games in the Dallas series. I think there was a great game he had there. I can't remember what game, but the last two playoffs, I think that was his best game.
it was definitely up there for one of his best games because he, like, in that second quarter, every single shot he was taking, he was not hesitating, and didn't matter what defense. Stephon Castle was all up in him, and he just rose up on every single one. But Shea in this series, 25.9 points, 40% from the field, 28.6% from three, only 2.9 rebounds, and 8.9 assists on 3 turnovers a game, and a net -5 in this series, which, like, we've talked about, or we talked about before we started recording, that Shea was, sometimes OKC was better when Shea was on the bench in this series. But I mean, you can really attribute this not only to the perimeter defenders of Castle and like Harper and Vassell and
So
all that, but Wembanyama, man, he completely shuts down the paint. I believe Kurt Goldsberry on the Zach Lowe podcast said that before Game 7, Shea in the regular season averaged like 11 points at the rim or in the paint, something like that, like basically double digits. In this run against the Spurs, he was averaging 4 a game. Like, he just could not get to the paint, could not finish in the paint, obviously because of Wembanyama's defensive ability. And we saw him get defended in many different ways in this series with the doubles early on when he had those great passing games where the Spurs really just didn't want him to, win the game. And he turned to Steve Nash in the first 2 games, had double digit assists. But then later in this series, just really mucked it up for him and made it 1-on-1. And then, like, really sold out a whole side of the floor where Wembenyama, like, I'm going to be under the paint. I don't care about who I'm guarding. Uh, like, I heard Zach Lowe say it's a 1-man zone. And then everybody else, like, all the other perimeter guys, can worry about the one guy in the corner I'm not defending, whether that's Dort or, one
mm-hmm.
of the centers or whatever. And that was just really tough. And I think that, I can criticize Shea, and obviously he was not efficient, but I just think Wembanyama just really showed out in this series. And, like, we all knew he was the best defender in the world before the season started, during the season, after winning Defensive Player of the Year. But now this is like, I
it's
don't
it's
know. It's
it's
a it's
seven
another level.
it's 7 points down, right? It's 24. He averaged 24, right?
He averaged like 25.9, so about
Yeah, so
26, but
almost 6 points,
down from the regular season.
almost
Yeah.
6 points down from the regular season. So for me, it's like, hey, like I say every time, it's like Shea for me showed up this series. Did he play as best as he could? No. But the question is, when we elevate guys, when we start saying they're in Michael Jordan tier, they're coming for Steph Curry, they're coming for
hmm
this, they're coming for this. I'm like, bro, these guys win one title, and you guys are saying they are the great, like they are coming for these all-time legends that have won 6, 5, 4. Like,
I mean, he had the potential to be one of 4 players to
let,
win
let,
back-to-back championships and MVPs. That's a true fact.
but like
But
we don't even let we don't let these people's time play on. Shea, I'm sorry, the credence of it is like, yes, Shea, let me say Shea, like what do we say about like Shea's had 4 great seasons, I would say. 4 great seasons.
Yeah, he's averaged
The
30 in the
seasons
last 4.
before were completely irrelevant, right?
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
so
Yeah.
my thing is, did he just start his career 4 years ago, or has his career not lasted for 7 or 8 years? Right? The guys were trying to compare. Like there's a certain sample size they build, even when they don't win, right? Even though they don't win a title, there's a certain sample size of seasons upon seasons of. And when I find it disrespectful when we're just like, yeah, it's coming the Michael Jordan tier, bro. That guy won six
Yeah,
MVPs.
that's
Like,
I would
it's
push back because he does have these last 4 seasons where he has been really great and has been like one of the best, most efficient scorers in the league. But I think that's just a part of, basketball conversation where everybody wants to be the first one to say that this guy is going to be on this level so they can say I told you so or I knew it all along.
like
Cuz
they need to win. They need to get the chips. Then we like, they need to get and
but
remember
again, in the regular season, they started off almost 16-1, almost 23-1 or something like
and
that.
what
So
did
they
I
were
what
on a
what
trajectory.
and what did I tell you about the strength of schedule at that time?
Well, yeah, it was pretty easy.
Exactly, right? So this is what I'm saying.
If you want to know about the regular season, in this season, OKC lost 14 games to other teams, and they lost 8 games to the Spurs in the regular season and the playoffs. So the Spurs are almost, more than a third of their losses this season.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
the fact of the matter is the same thing with Shea and the same thing with OKC and all. Is just like, remember at the start of the season, I was like, I am completely against the idea. I've said it so many times. I'm against the idea that, oh, you win a championship and all of a sudden you're unbeatable. You guys are like, oh, no one can beat this team. No one. I'm like, no, like no. Like what we watched, it's like they win this chip. Teams win this chip, and we have like a blindfold of how they won the chip. And I was like, me, I've been on there. Like they have like clear flaws. It's not like a team where they are so incredible where the flaws are this. I've always felt what the Spurs were able to do, a little bit of what the Lakers did is possible against this team. And that's why at the start of the season, I was like, I admonish the idea that, oh, a team that wins the championship all of it because like, oh, no one can beat this team. Now everybody's like, oh, the West runs through San Antonio and OKC. Good luck,
mhm.
you building. It's for me, it's lame. It's lame, one, and also it's like weak. Like like this, you have fans of teams that are like, oh, we should just wait to rebuild. Let's no, like this NBA now,
I don't think that's an option anymore. Like we're literally seeing 8 years in a row where there is a new champion every year,
bro.
and the team that won the year prior did not make it to the
With the
finals the
finals,
next year.
yes,
So this is a trend where, like, we can say like OKC has this dynasty and the Spurs have the greatest futures, and that may be true, but the future isn't guaranteed.
the future, this
They're
current, like
like,
this, it's not like, look at all the teams. Like I keep saying, like, look at all the teams and all, and I'm like, is there sick? Like when Golden State and Cleveland were doing what they were doing, like we were like, there was no team. There was really no teams that you like. Houston, okay, maybe,
yeah,
okay. Outside of them, who else? In the East, like in the East, it was like what, like
yeah. It was
these
not a lot of
guys.
no, it was a lot of nothing.
There were gaps. There
Yeah,
were gaps. Gaps don't like you can rebuild. Like you can rebuild really quick, and if you have the right guys, you will be able to compete. And this idea that you just throw away a season just because, oh, OKC are there, Thunder, Spurs are there. No, 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 bro. There's a chance to take a year or two to rebuild and all, and you will be back. Like, look at the Knicks. Like, remember when I was like, hey, bro, if you don't make the finals this year, you ain't making it next year.
yeah.
I was so confident. I was like, you ain't making it next year. and they made the final. So kudos to
Yeah.
them and everything. But these things move quick. This idea that you're going to be back here again is not system. But I know we've spoken a lot about, but for OKC, they will be fine. They are more than fine. They
Yeah,
have a
for
lot of
sure.
things, levers they can move and all. I think some
Hmm.
players, I think Ludort is the one guy that will say that will be off that roster, and
Yeah.
we'll see what they do in the free agency.
Yeah. I wrote down for OKC. I totally agree. I think future wise they'll be fine. I think Shea, like he said in an interview today, like this is a learning opportunity, and I think for him, um, obviously it's a very unique challenge facing Wembanyama, and just the fact that like the rim is not going to be an option for you. And I think that I saw some people say online like at this point with Shea the regular season, like he's already gotten to that point. He's one of these MVPs. The regular season is not going to matter. Any success or however good he plays next regular season, everyone's going to be like, okay, let's see you win in the playoffs against the Spurs. So I think that he's next season, instead of, playing the way he does this year, where it's just hyper efficient, like scoring by him almost by himself, like the amount of shots he's able to initiate and score for himself. I think next year they should really try and change it up a little bit, see what what can Jalen Williams do for us after missing basically the whole year. Let's
Mhm.
empower AJ Mitchell a bit more.
I think
Whatever, other
I think
moves they make.
one thing Shea needs to do, and this is just the fact of the matter, is you could see when he was making those runs in the second quarter and third quarter where he was just felt like he was not missing anything. It's like it's 2 points. And Spurs will go the other end, hit threes,
Hmm.
threes, threes.
Hmm.
And Shea just needs to volume up his 3 point shooting. Like I think
Yep.
those
That
will
that
also
is
help.
that is what I was gonna say exactly
Those will
next.
also help the doubles come,
Mm,
because if you can manipulate and you can, and there's a reason why this guy elevates in the playoffs, someone like Luka, where his average goes up because he will shoot those 10 threes, bro.
yeah, he
Like
shoots a lot of them, and he makes a lot of them too. I
it looks
completely
like,
agree.
so
I
Shea
was
needs
gonna
to
say that Shea as a 3 level scorer was
two
really
level.
took down to 2 and maybe even
I
1.5
don't think he
level
was ever a
because
3 level scorer. Even when he made threes, he was never a part of his game where you're like,
yeah, yeah,
Shay's
it was
giving us
something
some, yeah.
nice, and it was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
he's making a lot today. But I
Yeah.
completely agree. I think next season, I would not be surprised if he takes a larger
7.
volume of
Yeah,
threes.
like 7.
Whatever it is this season, he has to add
Yeah.
at least 3, 4 more because I
Yeah.
think that would be a real asset for him. And in this series, shooting 28%, like in this game 7, when he only made 2 of 4, I believe, but each one that he made, I was like, that feels good. Like this
That feels
feels
good.
like he really needs these threes because just
But
every
but
single jumper
I would
inside was
say
hard.
I would say his 3 point jump shots, which is his jump shots, looks unsustainable in terms of there's a I don't know if you see the technique, the like him when he shoot, there's a lot of push shots with it. Like it's like the
Yeah, I
the,
can
the
see that.
range is, it feels too far for him. So like you see a lot of like he's
Yeah,
trying to,
it's a lot of arm
yes,
upward. Yeah.
there's like trying to get the ball over there. So maybe
Hmm.
maybe he makes little tweaks and all in terms of,
Yeah.
because like maybe he doesn't have the amount of strength and power to be able to like get up 3 point shots like that and all.
Hmm.
So like I think this dude's an incredible player, man. He's
Yeah.
just like
And
at
he's improved and gotten better every season.
literally best player in the world throne. He has that right now and all. So
Hmm.
he's going to definitely figure that part out and everything. But again, you can't come to next play because next playoffs, everyone is seeing this. Like what
Yeah.
JJ Redick did, what San Antonio did, everyone is seeing this. He's not had till today. I would say that Dallas series, he was crazy good. He was crazy good. But Dallas did not play him the way teams started playing him and all and
Hmm.
stuff. So we let him go 1v1 and he was killing us and all. But the book is out. If you come next playoffs, it will look even worse. If you come next playoffs with just, this is how I play and everything, bro, you have to figure out where. I think there were times where he played from the post, which I really liked, where he received the ball like mid post and all. So they played him in a way where the doubles were hard for them. Like you can't just send a double from the areas of the floor that you're going to send a double when he received in the midfield. So he was able to go quickly to his move. So all these few things, and these guys are incredible and they have a great
Yeah,
coaching staffs and all. So I'm sure they'll figure out all those things. But you can't come to the next playoffs like this because like now teams are loading up. They're going to probably have better players. Like if you face a team like the Lakers, bro, like JJ Redick has that thing pat down. The only thing is he doesn't have the horses to to
yeah, yeah,
execute, right? And
yeah,
Spurs are going to be Spurs, and all these things are like other teams are going to try to improve, and that's the way teams that defended them is going to defended him is going to be on the is going to be on the drawing board, and also I think this
for
is like
sure.
that 3 point volume is gonna help.
Yeah, the 3-point volume is going to help. And I just felt like in so many of these games, he was just not in any sort of rhythm. Obviously, the way he was being defended and how handsy a Castle can be, and just like there's always the looming threat of Wembanyama just right there. You know he's right there, and he can reach so many shots, and it makes you just change your thinking. But I think that obviously he just
Someone
didn't have
said
his rhythm and his shot in so many of these
Shane
games.
of being an incredible incredible athlete in terms of like strength, like that physicality and all is one of the reasons why he struggles in this thing. He's a spiral guy, a lot of flexibility, a lot of anything. But when it comes to playoffs, man, like like that's like there's a level of strength you need to have against the type of pressure that is
Hmm.
going to be put on you with those kind of defenders. And Castle is strong as hell. Like
Yeah,
that Castle
Castle.
is
Yeah,
strong. Castle is strong. Even Dylan Harper as a rookie, extremely strong.
my
Like
Dylan Harper.
man, so yeah, I think OKC will be fine. Jalen
Yeah.
Williams, hope
All of
he's
that to say is that he still averaged almost 9 assists without his second best player and
yeah.
his AJ Mitchell off the bench missing a majority of this series and Chet not playing well. Like I think there's a lot of, you know, not excuses, but like that's real context. He didn't have, you know, the three other best offensive players who can create offense for him were either not there or were Chet Holmgren. So I think all in all, there's still a level of positivity you can have for the future. Money wise, next season they are way over the second apron. Chet is making 41, J-Dub is making 41, Shea is making 40, and then it jumps to 60 the year prior. Isaiah Hardenstein has a team option for 28 million, and I think that he proved in this series he is essential because he was the main Wembanyama defender after game 1, where game 1 it felt like
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Hardenstein wasn't going to play in the series at all. Afterwards in game 2 they were like, "Oh, we can be physical as hell against Wembanyama and just
Yeah.
really push him." Hardenstein's rebounding was great in this. His push shot, just that is such a ridiculously hard shot, especially because
Yeah.
he's adjusting it on the fly every time when Minyama's guarding him. But I say that to say that as a team option, I think he is essential for them going forward because Chet did not have a great series. Chet Holmgren in this series, I have quite a few stats. He averaged 10 points, he averaged 3.7 made shots per game and averaged 7.5 shots per game, 27% from three. He attempted 11 threes over 7 games, and he made 3 of them. So he was 3 of 11 from three over 7 games.
He shot
And this
11 threes in 7 games.
Yeah. He shot 11 threes in 7 games. He made 2 in game 1 and he made 1 in game 3. And he did not make any other threes. Obviously, in game 7, he had 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 of 2 shooting. This is a guy that we saw is all NBA third team this season, second in defensive player of the year.
The
In this
third.
playoff run, he only had 3 20-point games, and they were all against the Suns or the Lakers. And he had 1 game over 15 points in this series, where he had 16 points. Um, and he only had 1 game with double-digit shot attempts, which was game 2, and he was 5 of 10. So just a complete lack of offensive will, of shot attempts. This is a guy that you're paying the same amount of money as J Dub. J Dub goes out. By the way, J Dub in game one obviously went to double overtime, had 26 points on 25 shots. He wasn't afraid to shoot it in that game. He needed to shoot it. Same with Shea. And Chet just did not rise up at all. That tweet that came out in game one by, I think, Don, that guy.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
didn't
where he was like,
participate.
whatever. Chet Holmgren has to realize that this is not. We're not just playing basketball here. He has to participate in
He has to participate in
whatever
Wemby.
Wemby has against him. Yeah, because
And bro,
Wembanyama
man,
does
bro,
not like this
it's
guy.
right here, man. Like
The heart. Yeah.
no will, bro. What you just said is just absolute no will. No, like at some point, bro, you gotta like just you cannot like show your opponents that amount of like fear. That amount of fear that
and
like
hesitancy, and not
like
even he didn't shoot a shot in the second
bro,
half
2
in
shots
this
in
game,
a game 7. Bro,
and no
I'm
shots in
sorry.
the second half.
If I'm a coach, or listen, I'm calling you out. Like I
Yeah.
am calling you out, man. Like that was just absolutely ridiculousness from Chet
Yeah.
Holmgren. And
Yeah.
it's like we started we talked about it before the series started. I was like, bro, you have to answer that call. This dude has pretty much called you a bitch without calling you that.
Yeah.
You know, like he's not had no respect for you. Bro, where's the bumping? Where's the pushing? Where's the shit talking? When you score, where's the screaming? Where is that? Bro, every time you saw Wemby, you're just terrified. And I'm just like, bro, that was a shameful performance, bro. Those type of things really will make, like, you're on your last legs. Next season,
which is crazy because his contract is starting next season, 5 years for
I'm sorry, bro. Like
200 million.
we are like looking at that like crazy, bro. Like that was disappointing, man. Just absolute disappointing. Did not that's the thing. You have to participate. Let the series end, even if you lose, and everybody's like, you know what, Chet, we're not even thinking about Chet because Chet did tried his thing. And you might fail. You might fail. This is not what I'm even saying you have to succeed. But you cannot go out.
Without even shooting.
Yes, I as a fan, see you not want to try.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it was so disappointing in the game 7 because he was on the perimeter passing the ball around in those, situations, but it felt like, okay, you're not just Lou Dort or Cason Wallace or Caruso on the perimeter passing around to see who's open or who could take a three. You are supposed to be a guy who steps up and is the second option with Shea. Shea laid it all out there in game 7. You did not participate against Wembanyama. He looked hesitant. He didn't shoot any threes in game 7. His release point is just very slow.
Always been. You know, I said it was like Chet he's had moments like this. Like they've not been loud. I've been saying it even since the Mavs series, and just few moments within games where he just shies away. He's high. He's scared at all. And this, if someone could, that's the thing. The thing that disappoints me is if there was any time to like just bring that aggression out in your game, it's for the guy that absolutely has no respect for you.
Yeah, in a do or die game, you have nothing to lose. I think all of us would be a lot, nicer or whatever if he shot like 15 shots and went, I don't know, 5 of 15, or he shot like almost 8 threes and he went 2 of 8. At least it showed like, hey, I went out fighting, and he went out like he was just participating. He was just watching the game with us. Like he had a few blocks in this game, which were nice, but like it's so weird because obviously defensively he's like right under Wembanyama. Obviously there's a gap, but he's up there as one of the best in the world, and you can't, say that's like you can't take that away from him. But just offensively, his game doesn't come to him the best way. They don't really feed him in the post a lot. He's not the best. Like he can roll, but he doesn't screen very well. He doesn't rebound that well. Like what he averaged 7 rebounds. I believe Hardenstein averaged more. Um, and it's just disappointing. Like this guy needs to get more muscle on him or something. Just like because
Bro, man,
it was
you
absolutely
gotta grow the
you
dog in
gotta
you, bro.
yeah, you got to do what Dirk did after he won MVP and he lost in the first round. He said that he went in the Australian, wet like land to find himself. Like you got to find some soul searching. Because I said in my video, like, did you play like you deserve the $40 million you're worth next year? Did you play like
Man,
you
if I
are a
was a
third
fan,
team All NBA player?
if I was a fan of OKC, I would be just destroying that guy. Like that was just, I
I
can't
saw
believe.
I saw some OKC fans really like on the timeline. There was one edit, like the video of him that they had like when the games go to commercial break and it's like him turning to the side and people were joking on it with him. There was one edit of him with a certain haircut of a certain leader in Germany's past that made him look like that. And I was like, man,
So
that's
true, man.
crazy, but that's also that's the type of, as a fan you go crazy over a performance like that in a series where, you know, he has been the little brother to Wembanyama basically his entire career and has not stepped up to the challenge.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so that's why I think Hartenstein, them retaining him is going to be so important. But obviously, a $28 million team option, probably going to have to negotiate some type of deal. And then Caruso's making 19 million. Lou Dort is on a team option for 18 million. I completely agree. I don't think he should be there. Isaiah Joe is also making 11 million, which I thought I was like, okay, he doesn't play, so they're gonna have to
yeah.
get rid of him.
He's kind of out of the rotation for a while now. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So they got
They're gonna be few. Okay, OKC are gonna make few changes. I think they're gonna refurbish
yeah,
their team and
and they
all.
have picks. They
I
have
don't
picks
think it's.
12 and 17 in this
Do you
draft
think
as
it's?
well.
Do you think it's 1000% sure Hartenstein comes back?
No, no, but I think that they should do as much as they can to keep him because I think that this series really showed that Chet playing the full time center position, he's not really there
Oh,
yet.
he ain't there yet.
Yeah, and especially in this matchup against Wembanyama, like it's so weird because he is so good defensively, and like against every other team, I wouldn't hate him being the center, but against this specific matchup that every year in the playoffs you're gonna have to go against this team one way or another.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh man, I don't feel good about that at
yeah.
all. My brother asked me this last night. He was like, "What are the chances you think that OKC can make a push for one of the top four in this draft?" Because they have picks 12, 17.
Mm.
Obviously, Chet is, and always an option with the 200. They're over 50 million over the second
All
apron.
I'm saying is,
So
if I'm a GM and Sam Presti calls me, we're turning off that phone because it means whatever I
it,
have is a gem.
yeah, yeah, I
Whatever I
agree.
have is a gem. You know what? If he calls me about anything, like Sam, bye. Because those you cannot do business with OKC Thunder, man.
You
Because
can't
you're going to
you
be a
can't,
laughing
but they
stock.
can also give you way more than what it's worth, or like way more
It
than other
tells
teams
me
could give
that
you.
whatever I have is more valuable
Daryl
than
Morey should have taken that advice, man.
whatever I
Um,
have is more valuable. Ton, that guy is not good. I've been telling people for so long he's not a good GM. So I'm glad that up is be open. Um,
um,
yeah, like
oh
ton,
yeah, and
yeah.
yeah.
Speed dial, send that phone to voicemail, man. Don't pick this call.
Yeah, I have one more stat for OKC in this series. The lack of transition opportunities as well, and the transition defense that the Spurs played, bro. Devin Vassell had some blocks in this series in the
I
last few games.
I want to say
Stephon Castle, like these guys are nuts.
particularly on the transition stuff. Man, this dude, bro. I was highly freaking impressed with Dylan Harper. I am
Yeah,
like, bro, Kesson
20
Wallace,
year old rookie.
Lou Dort, Caruso, the way he was bringing the ball up, and there was never any time I felt he was not in control of his handles or trying to bring his ball up or initiate offense. And this is the same for Castle. Most of Castle's turnovers came off passes more than
Yeah,
them picking the ball up him. picking the ball off him on the half court.
And I think it was because Fox was out too. In the first two games, he had like 11 and 9 turnovers, and then the rest of the series, when Fox came back, he had much less.
Yeah, but Dylan Harper, bro, like I'm like, there's no way you're a rookie, bro. He doesn't look. And I said this thing with Constantinople before the playoffs and everything. It's like you're having guys that look like they played in the NBA, like they know where they're going. They have played in the NBA for so long. Look at Carter Bryant. That's a rookie. He had no clue where a lot of things you're just doing off instinct, off athleticism and all. And we saw how that played. But Dylan Harper, man, just like the 3-point shooting, the going to the bro, he was about to yam on Chet, and Chet had a great block on that. Like, but just the confidence, the way he finishes
the poise. He's so controlled, and bro, the footwork around the rim. He had one bucket in the fourth quarter. I think it was like almost an isolation where it was just him and Kayson or Caruso,
and it was
it was just like a really tough shot, like off the dribble, and he made it, and it was like, damn,
and
okay.
There's no wasted moves. Everything is quick, like pretty much quick.
Yeah.
And measured. I'm just like, man, I don't know where whatever you did. He's spoken about his mom a lot, how his mom told him not to shoot threes, and he goes to the lane, and that's how, like, you see so much variety in the way he's able to score and meander around the lane and everything. I was just so freaking impressed. Like, I was like, there's no way this guy's a rookie, but he's a rookie, and man, the sky is not just the limit. The sky is like the starting point for this kid, bro. Like, the sky is an awesome.
I mean, when you're doing this stuff in the playoffs in such a deep run as a 20-year-old, I completely agree. This guy is.
And one of the things that really helped yesterday's game too was every OKC 5-0 run, 8-0 run, where they cut it down to 5 points, they cut it down to 7, or they cut it down to 3 or 4, was responded by a De'Aaron Fox bucket immediately. Like every single
De'Aaron Fox was really good in this game 7.
Make a mid-range, layup, something. Like De'Aaron Fox was answering that call every single time and all.
Yeah.
So yeah, the trend again. I think obviously I know teams know this, right? So it's not like I'm saying teams are not knowing it, but bro, can we not? OKC, one of the reasons why I always found them, I always complained about. I was always like frustrated with this unbeatable tag was. A lot of their basketball was accidental basketball. And sorry, and I don't mean it disrespectfully. I mean it like, yes, teams were turning the ball over them. And this is obviously credits to them. They're a great defensive team, a lot of high pressure. But I'm just like, man, what are they going to do if teams don't turn the ball over against them? What are they going to do in terms of half-court offense if teams are saying, we're not going to give you extra possessions off our turnovers. We're not going to give you runouts. We're not going to give you all these things. Like, what are they going to do? And all.
It is a huge portion of their it's a
massive portion of their offense, and our bodies just found that problematic because I'm like, for me, there's a certain level of lack of confidence I'm going to have because I'm saying, oh, we need obviously there's a part of pressure and intentionality in the way they pressure guards and everything, right? So please, I'm giving them credit as much as, but they're incredible and they do it at the extremely high level. Their rotations are amazing. All those type of stuff are amazing, but a bunch of it was like, man, I just want to see them with a team not turning the ball. And you just saw the Spurs, man, bringing it all under pressure. Castle was, man. Stephen Castle, there was like, he's like, I fall in love with him. I don't fall, but I'm like, bro, you are a dog. Like he has something within him. Like that dude is a baller and a player and a dog. And I'm just like, man, I was so impressed with all those guys. Even Carter Bryant, like, the job he did on Shea, defensively, go watch.
He had good possessions,
great possessions,
good moments on
right?
him.
And just the whole Spurs and everything was just an amazing.
In this game 7 too, we got Keldon Johnson finally making 2 threes. He was awful for this series. We got Luke Cornett literally having a block that literally changed the way that the game was going because
I couldn't believe Luke Cornett could run that fast.
I was in shock. Like the fact that he got there, I was like, hold on, did he actually just get that block? Because it was like about a 7-point game, and then if he got that, would have been a 6 or 4-point game.
Yeah.
And then the Spurs went down and scored. So it was a 4-point swing, and it was when Wembanyama had 5 fouls. He was sitting out until the 5-minute mark. Like it was a huge,
Bro, that block
because
was
the crowd could have gotten into it, and then they would have had to bring, you know, Wemby
when
back, and then who knows? Like I thought that OKC should have really went at him to try to get that 6th foul on him in the last couple minutes, but
shout out Chet for catching the ball on top of the lane and not doing anything with that one. There was also a time
bro,
because
he caught the ball. He caught the ball finally in that fourth quarter and fell down. He like tripped or whatever, and I was like, oh my god! Every
yeah,
single time he had the ball, and I was like, oh, okay. Every single time he had the ball and did something, I was like, oh my god! And every single time Lou Dort shot a three, I was like, we're just giving the ball away, and he shot like 3 of them in the first quarter or something. Like it was ridiculous.
yeah,
But on that transition point, I saw that in this series, OKC only averaged 1 point per possession in 12 transition possessions per game, compared to averaging 1.3 points in about 16 possessions in the first 2 rounds. So the amount of chances they had in transition and the amount of points that they had in transition were both lowered against the Spurs team,
yeah,
and the defense was just really great on that.
yeah,
And then to the turnover point, I wrote down the turnovers for each game. OKC won the first 3 games pretty handily. But in the last 3 games, the turnover difference was in game 5, it was a turnover. OKC had 1 turnover more. In game 6, it was equal. And then in game 7, OKC had 1 turnover more. So there was not a big gap where OKC was up +5 in
yeah,
turnovers or something like that. It wasn't that much. And as well, like I mentioned, they were really limited in how many points they had in those opportunities. So, you limit transition. Threes for them is up and down. Obviously, like Caruso had his games, and Jay Will and McCain have moments, and even Kaysen in this game 7 had like 4 threes in the game 7, but they just are not a consistent 3-point team. So you limit their threes, you limit their turnovers. Chet is a bum. J Dub doesn't play. Shea struggles. They still go to game 7, so you got to hand it to them. But, that was the way the Spurs were able to win. And now we got the Spurs and the Knicks in the finals. And I just want to, I feel like we didn't talk about Wembanyama enough. 27 points per game, 48% from the field, 40% from 3, 10.9 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 2.7 blocks, and 1.4 steals. Obviously, that first game, 41 and 24, was incredible. Also, in that game 1, Dylan Harper, by the way, if you remember, had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals in that game. That was
he was
ridiculous. But yeah,
he's like a pass rusher. He was the way every swing he was getting at every swing that OKC will make like cross court, like he was there. I love the kid, man. Kid is
yeah,
freaking good.
yeah. But Wemby, I thought this series was so funny because you could tell in the first 5 minutes if this was a game that he was going to get, because every single time he had a good game, he started off hot. In this game
But
7, he had that one off the glass jumper. He had that one at the top where he just gave it to Castle in the
a
corner,
give and go,
immediately dove and then got the alley oop. That was really nice.
a clear indication that dude follows a lot of soccer. That was a quick one pass or pass and move play, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah, I love those
incredible.
types of play. I feel like those are so underrated, because if you're able to just catch your guy off even
Yeah,
a second and you're able to get behind him, and you're the length of Wembanyama where you can reach over anybody, like
yeah,
I thought obviously defensively he was incredible in this series. He really was amazing. Even though he did have some games like game 5, you can say him and Fox both went 4 of 15. They were down 3-2. That was a game that if they lost this series, I think he should get scrutiny for that. But game 6, they came back and blew out. And then game 7 was a really nice team effort. Um, Julian Champagny, the guy is ridiculous. Had 6 threes in this game 7 as well. That's
man.
a guy that you picked up as if Philadelphia didn't have enough shame from losing McCain. I saw somebody tweet, I think it was in 2024 or 2023, that The 76ers are waving Julian Champagnie to shine Mac McClung. And I was like, oof, man, that is rough.
Rough. Shout out Champagne, man. As I said, a lot of sports rebounding came from the fact that this dude can rebound for offensive rebound for his size. He looks, he's listed as 6'7". He looks shorter than he looks like a 6'4", 6'5" guy. This
Yeah,
guy
he
doesn't look,
does.
yeah, doesn't look like someone that is even taller than Shea, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And he was offensive rebounding throughout like throughout the playoffs. I've just noticed his offensive rebounding in the regular season too. I remember some Lakers games and all. He's a really, really good offensive rebounder, and yeah, that helps because he's a very small four. And yeah, shout out Champagne, great 3-point shooter. When
Mm-hmm.
he's hot, he's one of the people. He's one of those players that is like, bro, he can get it going, and the Spurs notice that they get him the ball every single time. No,
Yeah.
shout out to everyone. Like I think this was a great series from all the role players, even on OKC. Cassim Wallace had a good series.
Yeah. Case and
Caruso,
Wallace was great.
Casey Wallace had a good series. Caruso had a good series. What's his name?
Jay Will was really
Jay
good.
Will, yeah, Jalen Will, yeah, the
Jay
other
Will
Jay
is
Will
really good.
was
I
really
really
good.
like him.
Yeah, like I think that doesn't like win or lose, man. You show up, man. You just have to show up in some sort of fashion and all. And yeah, great series, amazing
Yeah.
series.
Yeah. And on that offensive rebound, by the way, in game 7, Castle had 4 offensive rebounds and Dylan Harper had 2. Actually, no, Dylan Harper had 3. So 7 offensive rebounds by your 20 and 21-year-old guards in a
Yeah,
game 7 is incredible.
yeah.
But yeah, that's that series, man. And then quickly, I want to mention the Knicks Cavaliers sweep. Because we
Why
didn't
are we
talk
talking
about that
about
at
that?
all. I just want to say that game 1, that was an incredible game 1, an incredible moment,
I
man.
missed that game. I was at work. Fuck.
Man, did I mean, obviously, you went back to at least watch the 4th quarter, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny seeing it happen in real time, and I'm like, okay, like this is actually happening right now. And then
Well,
they came back from commercial at one point, and they played Jalen Brunson 5 possessions of Jalen Brunson scoring, and every single time he was on Mr. Jim Harden. Jim
Jim
Harden was
Harden.
out there, and he was getting cooked every single time. I can't believe Kenny Atkinson is coming back. Um, Analytically, they're still up in that series. Um, but yeah, that was a
I can't.
crazy Knicks
I can't
game.
believe the Cavaliers have decided that we are going to tie our future to Jim Harden. I can't believe it's even thought about that you're going. What? Like the Harden thing just puzzles me, man. I'm his biggest hater, and even it's like you're doing drugs so much that it's like at some point you don't feel the high anymore. I didn't feel the high.
uh,
feel I didn't feel the high about
well,
Jim Harden.
I
Like
think
what else
especially in
could I?
this one is like the age really showed for me for
Oh boy,
him.
bro,
I'm I'm
he's
I'm
been
just
choking
saying.
since he was in college. They found stats. They found stats of his college. Is it the AAC? He's been choking since he was college. He choked in the Miami Heat series in 2012. He choked against Golden State even before Golden State won, where he had 12 turnovers. He had 12 turnovers. He choked against San Antonio at home, got fouled out with 12 points, and was being guarded by rookie DeJounte Murray. He choked when KD went down and they injured, and Steph Curry had 0 points in the first half and had 30 points on their home floor. He's been choking. He choked. He's been choking his freaking career. Why, at age 36, are the Cavaliers thinking we are going to tie ourselves to this guy for another 3 years? Like, what is the. These things make no sense to me. Like, this
Mhm.
genuinely. Fair enough, man. These people get paid. They are knowledgeable, Kobe Altman, whatever. All these people that work in like, hey, I'm not going to ever say I'm better than these people or this thing. No, they've end this thing. But what are we freaking doing? I don't care if you had a gentleman agreement with him. I don't care if there was something bro, there is no way in hell we are going to sign James Harden to a 2 year or 3. I don't care if he takes 10 million a year. No, go, because there is something about a stench, a loser stench. And James Harden has a choking stench that you don't want around your locker room. You want to win? You want to go to a finals? You want to be in the conference finals and go to a game 7, a game 6, and you want that guy to be in your starting lineup, leading your team? I'm not the system. What did he say? I'm not. What did he say? I'm not a system player. I'm the system. That's
I
who
am
you
the
want.
system.
That's what you want, bro. Man, he's been choking his whole career. He's been choking his whole career.
It's so
James
funny
Harden,
because I
James
know
Harden,
that you have no notes on this. This is all coming from the heart and soul.
I have a
All
whole encyclopedia about James Harden's choke jobs in his career,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, the information is out there for everyone. So why is it that his age, when he was 27, you could have made that, you could just make that decision, like it's James Harden, like greatest scorer of all time. We're gonna build this thing around him, blah blah. He's 34, 30 what
He's
now?
36.
36. A
Yeah.
weaker version of himself physically, horrible defensively. Bro, man, like at this point, it's like, as I said, I was like a drug addict that couldn't even get high at James Harden. I was like, okay, man, what? What? What
It
am I
doesn't
meant
even
to
hit
do?
the same.
It doesn't
Oh
hit the
man.
same. Like it's like it doesn't hit the same. So I'm sorry, man. It makes no. This is one of the most foolish decisions. We're going to maybe we're going to do a draft of the most foolish decisions in the off season and the best decision in the off season. We need to do 2 different drafts and all.
Mm.
And but I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. I want him to go back to China and be like Kobe Altman. I'll never play for a franchise. Like, bro, I need you to. I'm sorry, man. If I was a GM,
Uh,
I'm sorry. In a way, I'm going to backstab this guy because it's like, I don't care if we had a gentleman agreement, bro, but you cannot come back to my team. You
mhm.
cannot come back to my team. Who is going to the Cavs? Who are they getting in the trade that is going to even make, like, okay, if you get Harden on 15 million per year or 20 million per year, if he takes a discount and all, who are they getting that is going to make their life? Don't say Giannis. Giannis is not going to Ohio. He ain't going to Ohio. I'm sorry. We're
Yeah.
not even. So yeah, man. I don't want to keep on at this, but I just thought about it again. Like, bro, man, the Knicks Cavs. Like, I was like, what could I have told people? The Cavs should have been out of there since round 1. How they
I
got
agree
there?
with you. I agree with
How they
that.
got
Yeah.
there is due to a young Raptors team that didn't have certain offensive weapons, uh, and all. If Brandon Ingram could have shown up, my guy,
A game.
a
If
game
Quickly could have
maybe.
played.
I know, right? He disappointed me. I've dropped all my stocks. It's over. It's over on that end. Detroit Pistons were stupid. A lot of stupidity in that series and all. And yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. Like I just don't know what they're going to make a case and be like, oh, we made the conference final. We made the conference finals without in a short period of time. So I can bet
I
I can bet you they're not making this. They're not passing the second round next year. I can bet you.
I think that this is it. Honestly, I think that James Harden has a better chance of being a Cavalier than Donovan Mitchell. Like, I really don't think that they should tie their boat with him any longer.
Are they going to pay him that money?
I think that they've ran their course with Donovan Mitchell, bro, because he's up for some type of extension that is going to get really nasty, and he's shown that there's one really good guy that makes content showed that like he is one of the most ball dominant
I think I
players
saw. I think I saw it.
that does not pass the ball
That does
and
not
has
pass
the
the
ball
ball.
the highest percentage and does not have the assists to back
It's
it
so
up for.
funny. They won Game 7 against the Pistons because Mitchell decided that he wanted to be a playmaker.
Yeah.
Like he actually playmakes that Game 7. I believe it was Game 7 or Game 6, right?
No, yeah, it
And
was game 7.
and he was up. He was making a lot of great passes, a lot of great reads, and they blew the team out. But that I think I know his name is Kevin Lee or something like that. I saw that
Yeah.
guy. He
Yeah.
was talking about Mobley and he was talking about and how he feels they should lean on Mobley going forward and everything.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, I already know you already know where I stand with Donovan Mitchell, right? Like I'm not surprised. Then you tag that guy with Jim Harden. Jesus Christ, man. Good luck, man. I don't know, man. The Cavs are kind of boring. I've always said that they're kind of a boring team. I think Jared Allen is probably going to leave this year too,
Yeah.
potentially. Like I see. I think teams are going to. There are going to be teams that will be interested in getting Jared Allen at two. But man, like, yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. That team is just like uh,
Yeah, I think if they're smart, they should really, and I don't think they will, but they should go in a new direction because this
completely
team
agree.
does not
They
have any type of future beyond this year.
they both. Remember, I said it. Like, you don't make the finals this year. I don't. This iteration of your team should be done. Like, it's for me, it's just
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
simple.
and we had Jim Harden and Donovan Mitchell as our both most pressure players draft as like
Mhm.
the top two, I'm pretty sure, and they were both pretty mediocre in this playoffs run for their standards. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about the Cavaliers. I mean, that
nothing.
that game one was great. That game one, I was like, wow, the Knicks aren't gonna lose this series. That's not a game that the Cavaliers can lose and come back from. Like they had a
They don't. They don't
99%
even have the
chance.
they don't even have the mental makeup of the
Yeah,
team
they,
that you
they had
just
a
like.
99% chance with 7 minutes left to win this game, and they
Yeah,
lost it. And yeah, game two, I wasn't surprised, and then the rest of this series, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was kind of surprised that they didn't even get a game. It felt like they
but they
gave up,
they
and
beat the
and
brakes off
they
them, bro.
yeah, it felt like they kind of gave up in that series. But the Knicks Spurs in the final. Um, I don't have a lot of notes or a lot of ideas for how this series will go. I'm just excited to see it happen because the Knicks have kind of just exploded to this other type of level since being down 2-1 against the Hawks. They have not lost a game. They have looked like a completely different level offensively. Mikal Bridges, after scoring 0 points, has just been on an absolute heater and making jump shots. OG
He's
has been
been
amazing.
phenomenal.
He's been amazing. He got hurt, came back, still looks good. Carl Anthony Towns finally knows his role in terms of as this playmaking hub, and I think will be a really interesting matchup against Wembanyama because they have legitimate five out. You can't, Wemby, you can't really roam under the paint when you got Cat in the corner
This was going
and
to happen. This was going to happen.
Josh Hart.
Wemby's guarding Josh Hart.
Yeah, I can see
And
that. But at least,
Champagne is going to be on Cat. But that's
man,
the thing.
Cat better kill if he
The
has that
Cat,
matchup.
Cat's better kill. And
Yeah.
that's where Knicks are going to be trying to get cross matches and get Wemby on Cat so that spacing on the floor, they get. The goal is how can we get Wemby out of the paint a lot, right?
Hmm.
But again, the Knicks also has a certain amount of, because Champagne is a small four. Wemby, you saw, as I said, the first half of the game against OKC, a lot of things that were done that OKC were able to stay in that game was due to offensive rebounding. And the greatest offensive rebounder of his generation, Mitchell Robertson, as I've said, is going to be playing. And also,
Yeah.
it's like
He does have a broken pinky. That when I saw that's a
but they say he's going to be
real.
ready for game one. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
like his three throw shooting is not gonna get any worse than it is.
So
Like he.
there's a give and take, right? It's like how many
Mhm.
possessions are we getting, and how many possessions. It's going to be a possession type of game. We want to get as much possessions as we can. Then Mitchell Robinson helps that, but it also means that if Mitchell Robinson is in the game, Wemby is able to stay in the paint and guard the paint. Uh, Josh Hart's 3-point shooting will be extremely important, and
Yeah.
all because if you can make the Spurs overreact, which I don't think they will. Like if Josh Hart wants to make 7 threes, they're going to be like, okay, shake his hand
Yeah.
if he makes 7 3 and all. So it's going to be very interesting. Can a guy like Shamet play in this series? Can a guy like Jose
Yeah, I
Alvarado
think
play in
so.
this series?
Shamet went 11 of 12 from 3 against the Cavaliers. He only missed
Yeah.
one. I think he's going to play a huge part
No, no, no.
in this
Can
series.
he play this series? That's the thing, right? He's going to, but can
Mm.
he play in this series? It's going to be like that's the thing. Like, is this
I mean,
someone that's
I could see him getting attacked
defensively?
a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
defensively going to be there and all. So Jalen Brunson, the castle, the Happer, one of the things Jalen is going to bring to that series is one, not just footwork, because I think that guy has probably the best footwork in the freaking NBA and all. Two is he can match Castle for strength. He can match
He's
Vassell
he's
for
a he's a he's a thick
bull.
body. He can
He's
he
a
can bang around
bull.
with him.
He's a bull. Like Jalen Brunson is also a very low center of gravity. I don't think Jalen is more than 6'2" and all. So that part of the game and all, and is going to be interesting. The question is, are the Knicks going to still play that this offensive variety that they have, and how much is Cat going to be on the floor? Because you know him. Are you going to get three
Yeah,
fouls?
the
Are you,
fouls
are
is
you going to
gonna
get three
be
fouls in the
huge.
first quarter
Actually,
and all? Because
I
now,
am worried about him defending Wembanyama, and I think
it's like
OG is gonna have to take that a lot.
if he's having fouls and now we are bringing Mitchell Robinson, it means that our offense is probably worse with Mitchell Robinson. We will probably get more possessions due to offensive rebounding and all. I think there's
It's
going
gonna
to be
get a lot more cluttered though, because they're
yes,
not gonna have to
yes,
worry about him as
lot
much.
of chess, lot of chess is going to be played and all. Uh, I think Spurs shown me something offensively this series against Thunder where I don't think Knicks have a certain defensive like presence that the Spurs at some point in that series were just like, okay, you guys are going to pressurize, or you guys, and they were still going to go even when they didn't score, or maybe they were still getting what they wanted and all. Someone like De'Aaron Fox is going to be huge this series too, and all because OG is going to be on Wemby or what's his name? Oh yeah, OG is going to be
Castle
on Wemby and
probably
all.
gonna be on Wemby
Yeah,
because I
and
think
all.
Cat is gonna be a difficult matchup. That's gonna
It's going
be
to
up
be
for
yeah.
him.
So I just think there's a lot of levers to play with, and we're going to see what the chess both coaches play and everything. But I just feel if I'm the Spurs, I saw these guys being able to get a lot of what they wanted against the OKC Thunder, and I'm like, I think they're not going to deal with a lot of ball pressure that they've dealt with and all that type of stuff. So we're going to see what they're this thing. But the experienced squad is the Knicks. The Knicks look like the fairy tale team right now in terms of like
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as the Spurs are like young and you have Wemby coming, the Knicks have this like aura around them in terms of like, man, this is a chance that we cannot
Like
take. New York is buzzing, all
yeah,
this type
like
of
this is
thing
absolutely like a lightning in a
in a
bottle in
bottle.
terms of the way they completely have exploded.
Yes.
And you can say,
So
like, they faced the Sixers and the Cavaliers, like, defensively. That's not crazy. This is going to be a real challenge for them. And I think
yeah,
same for the Spurs because OKC's offense is not at
it's
all what
not as
this
good.
Knicks
Yes,
offense
yes,
is because you can't guard Brunson like you guarded Shea because
yeah.
OG, Mikal, Cat,
These are not
even
fake.
Josh Hart.
The only fake shooter is Josh Hart.
Yeah,
but
but even then, he's willing to go at the rim, and he will go at Wembanyama if he has the opportunity to. He will shoot it if he has the opportunity to. Like
yeah,
he will not hesitate. So I think for both
yeah.
of these teams, it's
There's
like
gonna there's gonna be a lot of stuff. See, Josh Hart doesn't have a brain, bro. If he does that shit too much, I'm like, I think defensively, offensive rebounding wise, he's gonna show up and everything. But they have to be selective with their offense and all, and it's gonna be cats bombing away from three. That 3-point variety has to be there. Jalen
the
Brunson is
volume. Yeah, the
I
volume
I
has to really
like
be there.
Jalen is he's going to show up. Is it going to be 9 out of 29? Bet. He's going to try his
Yeah,
darnest and all. He's going to have a tough time. He's going to have a tough time with Vassell. He's going to have a tough
yeah.
time with Castle and all, especially Castle. Like, man, that guy's, there's something about that guy's makeup that I really, really like now and all. So it's going to be a very, very, very interesting series. I'm really excited about like
Me too.
the
Yeah,
chess pieces, the two centers, Cat and Mitchell Robinson, how they're deployed and all. I think Luke Cornett can play in this series even more and all. Like Luke Cornett can play in this series even more, and someone like Dylan Harper, like man, I think right now my pick will probably be Spurs, but the Knicks have this fairy tale going for them and all. But
yeah.
you have
I don't
Wemby,
know.
bro.
I was really feeling the Knicks like during this series for OKC and Spurs. I was just like Knicks, man, like they are just on another level. They're gonna have so much rest. They're gonna be like everybody confidence is on on another level. They're all on fire. It's like they all got plus 10 attributes because they're all playing so well.
Yeah,
Like they're on a different level. But now that it's like, oh wow, they're playing the Spurs, I'm like, this is gonna be the best defense they've played, and the Spurs, this is gonna be the best offense they're played. So
yeah.
I think it's gonna be a really fun matchup, a really good matchup. 1999 rematch. Um, I don't know. I feel like I want to pick the Knicks because I think that I just believe that they will continue this streak of offense. And a little part of me, you know what? I want to see them win in 6 because then they would win at home, and I just think that that would be so
That would
cool.
be
New York,
insane.
New York
That would
winning
be
in Game
crazy.
6. I just think that would be like the most entertainment value. But I also think that they have far and away the most offensive options and levers and whatnot that you can say that they can pull against this Spurs
Yeah.
defense. And Spurs, guy like Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle, it hasn't hit them yet. It feels like it hasn't hit them at all that they're like in the playoffs, the way that they're playing, like just the confidence level.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if it'll change at all. I don't think it will, but anything can happen. And
Nothing
I'm
can
I'm
happen.
still I'm still kind of a believer that like the Spurs have to lose before they win. Like that's been in history.
It's been a
Every
history,
team loses
bro,
before
man.
they win, and they
These
might be
guys,
able to beat
these
that
guys are about like Wemby winning the title in year 3, bro.
at 22 years old. Like that just I cannot believe that. But at the
Bro,
same
man,
time, it is very possible. Like
it's extremely possible, man.
this series is almost like 50-50,
I go
like
back
45-55 for me.
I go back to the tweet of Kevin Garnett when he was training with Wemby, and he was like, "Everybody, watch out, or everybody's in trouble, or something." And I was like, "They warned us. They warned us about this." And Kevin Garnett is like screaming at it, saying
Yeah.
something at it, and Wemby's just there like this, like just
Yeah.
looking at him and all. And bro, that off season should have told us everything we need to know. Going to shaving his head with the monks. Apparently, they said he climbed, he bounced the basketball around like he was doing. Like, bro, it
Yeah.
feels like, remember like all those Asian, Chinese, those Asian movies that someone kills someone's family and parents, and this guy, the main guy, goes to just have this like rebuilding experience and all, and he completes this challenge from a
In the
challenge from a challenge
mountains,
in the
they're away
mountain
for
and
however
stuff.
long.
Wemby was doing that, and he's not even lost yet.
Yeah.
This guy,
Yeah.
you see the cycle we're dealing with?
Yeah. And I really appreciated the emotions that he had at the end of game 7. Like he was really emotional and really like, really felt the fact that they made it to the finals. And he said afterwards, it's like, your childhood dream to raise the Larry O'Brien, and now you're like actually living it and actually there, and you have a chance to win. I think either way that it goes, we're gonna have
It's gonna be like that's the thing. I have no. I think I'm so lucky that I have no sort of rooting interest in terms of like I love Brunson, I love Wemby, I love Castle, I love Dylan Harper, I love OG, I love what's his name? I like Jose Alvarado. I like both teams. Like there's no really any. I'm not hating on anyone. Like there's no really
yeah.
any.
There's not a
Like
lot of hate watch.
there's no hate to watch. Like I'm like just going to enjoy, and I think that creates the ability to be able to see more things in terms tactical wise and all.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be very, very interesting about. Like I think Brunson's strength is going to be a major, major factor, and just how he operates against Castle. Vassell, man, that high release Vassell has is so beautiful, bro. He jump like the thing is like at the tip of almost like the ball is at over here, and he just
Mhm.
lets it go and all. Like, no, I really like. There's so many players on both teams that I just really like. And Jalen Brunson is a Dallas Mav guy, and also there's always routine stuff for Jalen and all.
How would you
But
feel if he wins before Luca does?
I know everyone's gonna say that. I know everyone's gonna say that. We just have
Uh,
to leave. We just look Club 77. We've gone through a very hard 2 years. Like this 2 years has been extremely hard on us. We
well,
just have to.
you know what I saw on NBA Twitter? Someone saw like the only the only two guys who can say they won against Shea, and it was a picture of Wemby and a picture of Luka in a Mavs jersey. And I was like, bro, the best PR you can get is by not playing, because then people will say whatever about you, and there's nothing recently that can, disprove it or whatever.
Bro, man, Club 77, bro. This is the this is life, man. If this is what Nico Harrison did to me, this is what now we have fucking Rob Pelinka as our GM. Club 77, bro. We're going through it, man. Brunson wins, bro. It's gonna be how terrible a teammate is Luka. Is look like, oh, bro, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I can't even imagine. Then Wemby wins, then obviously Wemby's the best player in the world. Blah blah blah. Far way better than Luke. Luka's name is good. Like, bro, yesterday, Shea was, the whole Shea thing was happening, and next thing the people called is Luka's name, bro. Man, we're just Club 77, bro. We're just this is the life we have, bro. We're just going to survive.
There's a life you have to accept it.
My biggest prayer is Mark Walter fires Rob Pelinka in the summer. That's the one thing I want. That's the one thing I want. And
I'm here to tell you, bro. I'm here to tell you, it's time to accept. He's gonna be your GM for a long time, brother.
Jesus Christ,
that's
bro.
all I gotta say. But this series, I completely agree. There's a lot of guys to love on each side. I think either way, you have the future face of the league, potential best player already winning in his third year, in his real first year. Like, he had rookie year last year, he was out for most of it with the blood clots. This is his real first year, first playoff run, winning with a team that has a 21-year-old and a 20-year-old and all that. Like, that's ridiculous. Or you got the Knicks winning first time in 50 years with a team that they built by trading everybody or signing everybody or all that stuff. You got a 7'5" alien on one side, and then you got 6'1" Jalen Brunson, footwork master. I think there's a lot of good things on either side for whichever team wins. I think that the play will be really good. I would pick right now the Knicks, but I'm like coin flip. I
think it's a coin flip.
I don't really feel too strongly about either side, because it's like, this is a close
the Knicks already beat the Spurs in the NBA.
Yeah, they did in the NBA Cup too, and they beat them.
And I can't. It's so far away, so I can't really remember. I watched that whole game, so I can't remember if the things I can pull out of that. And
I remember hearing people talk like Mitchell Robinson had a huge impact in that game with his offensive rebound. That's obviously a huge X factor. I think my biggest X factor, other than Brunson, is gonna be Cat.
Yes,
you're completely right with his fouls, but also his 3-point volume, which has been pretty not that high. I think he really needs to let it fly this series. And then obviously, like, if Mikal and OG are as efficient as they are and are playing the defense that they are, that's just another level.
I just think Spurs are also a very disciplined defensive team. Like, it's gonna be a series, man. It's gonna be a series for the books.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun series, really fun finals. I think we'll be back for next weekend after the first two games. Hopefully it's a 1-1. It's going to be very fun.
It's going to be exactly a week after, so that will be amazing and all.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and this has been a great pod.
Yes, sir.
We had our time with OKC, but now we got another new champion 8 years in a row. It's going to be very exciting to see. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Like, subscribe, listen to all the clips. Even though you listen to the whole podcast, share them. Tell your friends to push the pace. Keep pushing the pace.
Take care. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.